Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Trillium Tarot. This is Stephanie, as always. And for this video, I'm going to be going through the Tarot Assembled deck. Now, I know I don't usually start these video flip throughs by being on camera. I usually focus on my card cam here. But I got some extras with this Kickstarter edition, and I want to show those to you as well. First of all, I want to show you what the box looks like. Everything's backwards in StreamYard land. So it's a cute little, magnetic box. It comes with a guidebook with information about each of the symbols. And the hardest thing, or the reason I changed my camera view to show you, I went ahead and got the couple of reading cloths as well. I got two of them. So one of them, see if I can show it to you. It's really pretty. Go that way. Okay. It has almost a velour type. Yeah, it looks like exactly like what it is. Because if I rub my hand on it one direction, it goes really smoothly, and the other way, it affects the nap, or I guess the fabric is called a nap, or the direction of the fabric is called a nap. But I will put this down here so you can see some of the detail on this black cloth in particular. Now, this other one it actually looks like the exact same pattern, but this one is obviously different colors, and it's more of a silky type cloth. So for those of you who visit this artist's website or her Etsy shop later on, and you want to know what the drop cloths look like, now you know. Okay, so let me change to my card cam here, and I will show you what I mean about the reading cloth. You can see it's easy. It's just easier to see against the black color of the fabric more than on the silkier type cloth. So these are some of the symbols that we will see on these cards, and I'll explain the logic behind the images on this cloth as we get into the deck. The package comes with a nice little thank you card from the artist, Jen Cooper Steadley, and her website, you should be able to see on the bottom there, is ferociousinc.com. There are a couple of cute little stickers included. One of them is the same pattern that's on the fabric, and the other is the star card from the tarot deck. If you will remember, I previously did a video on tarot disassembled. So this one is called Tarot Assembled. Before I go too much further, please do give the video a thumbs up. It really does help the channel. Leave a comment. We can interact below the video, but it would be really helpful. Now, the whole concept of Tarot Disassembled was the artist, Jennifer. Instead of having the symbols in one cohesive, more traditional image, she took artistic license and stylized it a bit more and focused on the symbols themselves rather than on the whole picture. So in this deck, the Tarot Assembled deck, it's each piece of the puzzle individually. And I'm going to turn off this lamp here. There, that should help. And it does. Now you can tell that that's a blue card. So I will read off the what the cards are, and I'll explain. Like, this is Angel, this is Ankh. So on the left-hand side of the card here, let's see if I can get it. The Ankh is used in the Emperor card. Okay. Now let's look at the next card, which is Apple. Apple is used in the Lovers card. So the major arcana cards are listed on this side of the card. On the flip side, on the left-hand side, is where she lists the minor arcana that this particular symbol was included with. So the apple is used in the Queen of Pentacles card. Here we have apron, which is not used in any major arcana cards, but it is used in the Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles. So it's kind of interesting to kind of quiz yourself, pay attention to what cards they're in, but also to guide your focus toward what the specific image means and how it contributes to the image in the regular tarot deck. Now, this is not a 78 card deck. It's obviously not a traditional tarot deck. This one, as she kept hitting more and more funding goals, she would add more cards to this deck. So I just took a look before I started recording this video. This is an 88 card deck. It was originally going to be 78, I believe. I just had a mental malfunction there. That's okay. You know, I'm going to put this here just for giggles. The cardstock is really thick, so it is a thicker deck. I imagine, you know, I left it in order. You can see these cards are in alphabetical order, so I obviously have not shuffled them yet. I imagine when I do shuffle them, as soon as this video is done, it will be kind of a handful. The cardstock is really thick. They're not very bendy. It's definitely quality cardstock. This Kickstarter project was a kind of a joint project. She advertised it as this Tarot Assembled deck, which I purchased, as well as the second edition of the Tarot Disassembled deck. So from what I remember, it has been a little while since I read the description of the second edition Tarot Disassembled deck, but she adjusted some of the colors and changed some of the images very slightly between the first edition and the second edition of the deck. So I did not buy the second edition of the Tarot Disassembled deck. I will make sure that when I post this video, in the description below the video, I will include the link to my first video, to the Tarot Disassembled video. So you can see what those images look like. You know, some of them may have obviously did change, at least slightly, in the second edition of the Tarot Disassembled deck, but you'll get an idea. Now, one thing I remember from that previous deck, I did go ahead and get the guidebook for the Tarot Disassembled, you know, the other deck. And I remember really appreciating the level of detail that the artist and the writer included with explaining the imagery and how everything relates to each other. So I do look forward to spending some time with this guidebook as well. We are in the R's. I know the cards just seem to keep on coming, but we are getting toward the end of the alphabet here. I like the way this breaks out the symbolism, because if you think about it, some of the symbols, actually quite a few of the symbols, just in a tarot deck do correspond to other belief systems or concepts in the metaphysical world in general, or in the Wiccan world, or, you know, the pagan world. So it all ties together. And I think that's one of the reasons I feel drawn to this deck, or decks like this, is because it helps me make the connections in my own head and put the pieces together. So I find that helpful and beneficial, just to remind myself of the interconnectedness of everything. So we have just about 3 or 4 cards left. As a reminder, if you would, please do give the video a thumbs up and help to grow the channel. It really does help. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video, and I look forward to the next one.